Another week has come. Another week is gone.
I had a horrific time trying to pre-order an iPhone this morning.
It does not sound like
Because,
you are alone based on the internets.
yeah, because Apple is so bad at this for some reason. Of course, I ordered multiple things like an idiot. I was seeing like I could go to I'm going to be away next week because of the Microsoft event, so I didn't want anything to arrive when I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'll do in-store pickup, and it's like not available. So the basic issue was the other stuff is the stuff that would have arrived then. The phone was going to come later anyway. So by the time I figured it out, it's like, oh, you get the phone on October 4 or 5. It's like, great. So whatever. But anyway, so okay, it's okay, right?
Is it?
I was hoping for more time with it before the Pixel happened,
Yeah.
But
Eh.
what are you going to do? You don't hear that, right?
I don't.
I was telling Brad I'm recording those DB videos, and it's so loud. Like it's actually bothering me how loud it is. Anyhow.
Well, congrats on your which one did you, so you got the Max, right?
Yeah, the Pro Max.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah, I got some kind of a case, like they don't do leather now, whatever
Yeah,
that's
did you
called.
get the woven?
Yeah, whatever. Yes, whatever it is. I'm sure it's just another wonderful word for plastic, but whatever. It's
probably another wonderful word for nylon would be my guess. Well, I guess isn't nylon plastic?
Whatever. Yeah, you got to get a case, right? So this is a very common scenario. I remember the first time I ever ordered was it a ThinkPad? Actually, it wasn't a ThinkPad. It was a comp. I don't remember what it was anymore. Who cares? It was a long time ago. I had some really expensive laptop. And back then, you could swap out it was probably a floppy drive or a hard drive or something on the side with like an optical drive. You had different choices. So I ordered like an extra battery I could put in that spot. And I got an extra power supply. And those two things arrived like 2 months before the laptop did. I was like, what the, you don't want, and that's what's going to happen here, right? I'm going to get like a cable, a case, like all the stuff I don't care about. And in a week or two or whatever's going to go by, finally the iPhone will arrive.
Well, we appreciate you falling on the multiple $1,000 sword for the rest of us.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a couple of years. I don't want to be too far out of date with stuff, right? I have to kind of keep up on this. Like I have a Mac, That was one I wish if I could do that one over again, I would have gotten one with like 16 gigs of RAM, not 8. I was just, these things are so expensive. I don't want to spend too much, but I don't know. I'll use it for at least 2 years. I don't know that I'll use it day to day, forever or whatever. But I will go back and forth. We'll see. Well, it'll be.
I was looking forward to your
comparison.
text messages going from green back to blue, but apparently
it will happen for a little while. At least, it will happen.
Yeah. Other things that will happen, you'll soon be able to extract text, as we kind of heard was coming from the snipping tool. So you take a snip, then you can extract the text, and
yeah. So it's weird, they're petering out these kind of feature updates to apps, right? The Paint app is getting that remove background feature. The Photos app is getting some stuff, the snipping tool, like you said. And I think it has to be tied to 23H2. I think next week, part of what we're going to hear is like, here's this list of AI stuff that's happening in Windows. And because of the Insider program and the need to get this thing out the door and relatively close to this announcement, I don't think they can hold off on this stuff.
Yeah.
But they're not really presenting it as like a huge AI innovation. But these are the areas where AI can make a difference in our day-to-day use. I think this stuff is really important.
It's great, but I struggle to call OCR AI. So let's just hope that
we live in a world now where spell checking is AI, Brad. So
don't even give them.
I know. It's like a comparison of a word to a table, with a minimum of context in some cases. But whatever. Obviously, it's more sophisticated now than it used to be. If you rely on stuff like Grammarly or probably the Microsoft editor or any of that stuff, one thing you will have noticed is it's getting a little much, because as these things improve, we're almost getting past the point where it's not improving anymore. It's just getting cluttered with stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're like, if you know anything about writing, you will have experienced this many times a day, where it suggests some, or Word does this actually. Microsoft Word, same thing. It makes a suggestion, and you're like, no, and that is going up almost exponentially, the amount of time. Like, some of the things that these things recommend are crazy. Like, they're not even close. I should start documenting some of these actually, because I think this is going to be a real problem, because in this case, like writing, I know what I'm doing, so I can look at something and say nope.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't, right? A lot of people aren't writers. Most people aren't, right? So they're going to rely on this to make. I want to make sure this email to my boss is as good as it can be, or I want to make sure when I do this, it's as good as it can be. And it's not as good as you can be, because it's as good as the AI can, and it's not good. We got to be careful with this stuff. It's interesting.
The other interesting one is actually something you tweeted out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what is it? You hold Control,
Yes.
Windows,
I know.
Alt,
Yep.
and then
I
hit
don't
L
remember.
or
No,
whatever,
it's
Shift
it's
L.
like Control, Shift, Windows key, Alt, and L. Probably it's probably
Yeah.
those four.
Well,
It's got to be
forcefully open LinkedIn on your machine.
I don't have LinkedIn installed as like an app, so in my case, it goes to a website. I will say this is obscure enough that it doesn't just open Edge, so I give them credit for that. It goes to your default browser, but yeah, it goes to LinkedIn, right? There's the integration with Windows no one even knew existed.
Yeah, which makes you wonder how many other things.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm afraid to. I don't even want to. That's an impossible key combination.
Yeah, no, only your cat walking across the keyboard would maybe hit that.
It's a little. What do you call these things? Like the little hidden Easter egg kind of thing.
Yeah, Easter egg, rotten egg. They're all eggs.
Happy weekend.